Hi friends, it's Kelly with Rowena May Inspired, and today we're going to do a craft using this little birdhouse that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to take some Dixie Belle chalk paint in the color drop cloth, and we're just going to go ahead and paint the front of that little box and the sides, and then I do go over kind of all the rest of the front of that. Now I'm taking this really pretty spring napkin. I'm going to take some tape and I'm going to remove the plies on the back. There's 2 plies additional to the top layer. Just going to gently remove the first and the second, and then we're going to Mod Podge the napkin along the front of that box. So now that we have that all adhered, we're going to go ahead and take our sander and just remove the excess, and then we'll do the same on the top where it's scalloped, and then we're going to go back in with some Mod Podge and seal it up. So to add some embellishments to the top of our little birdhouse, I took some of the napkin and ripped out some pretty parts of the flowers just to kind of give it a little something around the heart so it wasn't just plain. We're just going to Mod Podge below and then over the top of that just to seal those all in, and then we'll dry it up. So I found this little candlestick holder in my stash. I previously painted it black, but I'm going to go over it with some more of the drop cloth just to make it match. I wanted to kind of do something to elevate, the birdhouse, so I just said, oh, I found this, and it's like, well, let's just reuse this little guy. So it does take a couple coats to cover that black paint, but we get it. So now that we have it all painted, we're going to go ahead and take some Titebond Quick and Thick, a little bit of that, and a little bit of hot glue, and we're just going to adhere it right to the bottom, the center of the box. Now I'm going to go in with some Chalk-Teak Dark Paste Wax and my wax brush, and I'm just going to distress over that candlestick and around the edge of the box and the scallop part. I just like to distress my crafts. You guys, if you've watched me any length of time, you know that. So in the box itself, I'm going to take some Spanish moss. We're just going to use that as a filler, tuck it in there. Super cute. And I found these 2 little birds. These came from, I believe, from Hobby Lobby, and those little spring collection things. I did paint them with the drop cloth, and then I just took some Chalk-Teak and just kind of distressed the edges. I am taking some skewers and just gluing those on there so we can stick those right into the Spanish moss. I kept it pretty simple. Now if you had some real bird, 3-dimensional birds, you could use those, but I just had these little wooden birds, so I decided to do this. So now I'm going to take some lace trim and I'm going to glue it along the edge of the birdhouse. Kind of gives it like a little overhang or kind of like a roof look, with some material here. So I'm just going to go ahead and hot glue that right to the peak and then go along the edge, trim off the excess, and then just hot glue it all the rest of the way down. And then we do the other side as well. So now I'm going to take one more piece of that trim and I'm going to shape it like an awareness ribbon bow, tuck it in the back, take a piece of twine, and you have a simple little bow. I'm going to trim off the excess twine and we're just going to hot glue that right on to the front of that box of our birdhouse. I do trim off a little bit of the excess tails, and then I have this little cute pink button that I'm going to put right in the center, and that's it, you guys. We turned this really simple $1.25 birdhouse into a stinking cute spring craft. You guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, please hit like, share, and follow Rowena May Inspired for more fun, cute crafts. Thank you for watching, and have a great day. Bye-bye.